How's it going, everybody? Ever wondered if your relationship has hidden red flags? You know, those subtle signs that something ain't quite right? We're gonna dive deep into that today. Listen, recognizing these red flags early on, that's crucial. We're talking about your future happiness here, folks. Ignoring these signs, well, that's like setting yourself up for a bumpy ride, and trust me, you don't want that. We're gonna unpack 10 major relationship red flags you absolutely cannot ignore. But first, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps get this message out there. Now, let's get started. Let me tell you something, folks. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. It's like building a house on solid ground versus quicksand. One little tremor, and the whole thing collapses. Without trust, you're constantly looking over your shoulder, questioning every little thing. That's no way to live, and it sure as heck ain't healthy for a relationship. If you can't trust your partner, you can't be vulnerable with them. You can't share your deepest fears and dreams. And that lack of intimacy, that'll suffocate the life out of your connection. Think about it. How can you build a future with someone you don't trust? How can you believe in their promises or rely on them in times of need? Now, rebuilding trust, that's a whole other beast. It takes time, effort, and a whole lot of commitment from both parties. But it can be done. Remember, a relationship without trust is like a car without wheels. It'll never go anywhere. You know what they say, communication is key. And let me tell you, it's not just a cliche, it's the absolute truth. You can't have a healthy, thriving relationship without open and honest communication. Think about it. How can you understand each other's needs, desires, and boundaries if you're not communicating effectively? How can you work through disagreements and conflicts if you're not even talking? See, when communication breaks down, resentment builds up. Misunderstandings fester. And that's a recipe for disaster. Couples who communicate effectively, they listen to each other. They validate each other's feelings. They're not afraid to express their needs and concerns. Remember, communication is a two-way street. It's not just about talking, it's about truly listening and understanding your partner's perspective. So, if you're constantly arguing, if you're keeping secrets, or if you're just not talking, you need to take a step back and address the communication breakdown in your relationship. Let me make one thing crystal clear. Respect is non-negotiable in any relationship. You wouldn't tolerate disrespect from a stranger, so why on earth would you accept it from the person you love? Disrespect can take many forms, from insults and put-downs to ignoring your boundaries and belittling your opinions. It's about chipping away at your self-worth and making you feel small. Now, a relationship without respect, that's a breeding ground for resentment, anger, and ultimately, heartbreak. It creates an imbalance of power and leaves one person feeling inferior. Remember, you deserve to be with someone who values you, who respects your thoughts and feelings, even if they don't always agree with them. If your partner constantly disrespects you, it's time to have a serious conversation about it. And if they're not willing to change, well, then you need to ask yourself if this relationship is truly serving you. Chapter 4, Red Flag. Number 4, Controlling Behavior. Controlling behavior, that's a major red flag, folks. It's all about power and control, and it can be incredibly damaging to a relationship. Now, a controlling partner might try to isolate you from your friends and family, monitor your phone calls and emails, or dictate how you dress and behave. They want to control every aspect of your life. This type of behavior stems from insecurity and a lack of trust. And let me tell you, it's a slippery slope from controlling behavior to full-blown emotional or even physical abuse. If your partner is constantly checking up on you, accusing you of things you haven't done, or trying to limit your freedom, you need to recognize this as a serious red flag. Remember, you deserve to be in a relationship where you feel safe, respected, and free to be yourself. Don't let anyone try to control you or diminish your worth. Chapter 5, Red Flag. Number 5, Dishonesty. Honesty is the foundation of any strong relationship. When trust is broken, it creates cracks that can bring the whole thing down. Dishonesty can range from small lies to major betrayals. It breaks trust and creates doubt. If you can't trust your partner, how can you build a future together? A pattern of dishonesty is a serious red flag. If your partner has a history of lying, it's time for a serious conversation. Reevaluate if this relationship is right for you. Chapter 6, Red Flag. Number 6, Lack of emotional support. Listen, A relationship is supposed to be a partnership, a source of love, support, and understanding. When you're going through tough times, you should be able to turn to your partner for comfort and encouragement. Now, a lack of emotional support can manifest in many ways. From dismissing your feelings to being completely unavailable when you need them most. It's about feeling alone and unsupported in your relationship. Think about it. If you're constantly feeling emotionally neglected or invalidated by your partner, it's going to take a toll on your emotional well-being and the overall health of your relationship. You deserve to be with someone who is there for you, who listens to you, and who validates your feelings. Someone who is your rock, your shoulder to cry on, and your biggest cheerleader. If your partner is consistently dismissive of your emotions or unavailable to provide support, it's important to address this issue and communicate your needs clearly. Chapter 7. Red flag number 7. Different values. Now, when it comes to relationships, having shared values is crucial. These are the fundamental beliefs that shape your worldview, your priorities, and your life goals. Think about it. If you and your partner have completely different values about family, religion, finances, or lifestyle choices, it's going to create constant friction and conflict in your relationship. For example, if you value honesty and integrity above all else, and your partner is comfortable with bending the truth or acting unethically, that's a fundamental difference that will inevitably lead to problems. Or if you're deeply committed to your career and personal growth, and your partner prioritizes leisure and avoids responsibility, that's a clash of values that will make it challenging to build a fulfilling life together. Remember, you don't have to agree on everything, but having shared core values is essential for long-term compatibility and happiness. Chapter 8. Red flag number 8. Emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is a sneaky form of control that damages relationships. It uses guilt, fear, or obligation to get its way. An emotionally manipulative partner might play the victim or accuse you of being selfish. They'll twist your words and erode your self-esteem. This behavior is toxic and leaves you drained and confused. It's a form of emotional abuse that should never be tolerated. If you feel like you're walking on eggshells or afraid to express your feelings, that's a sign of emotional manipulation. You deserve to feel safe and respected in your relationship. Chapter 9. Red flag number 9. Lack of independence. Listen, maintaining your individuality and independence within a relationship is crucial for long-term happiness and fulfillment. It's about having your own interests, passions, and pursuits outside of the relationship. Now, a lack of independence can manifest in many ways, from being overly reliant on your partner for your happiness and self-worth, to giving up your own hobbies and friendships. It's about losing sight of who you are as an individual. Think about it. If you become completely enmeshed with your partner and lose your sense of self, it can lead to feelings of resentment, boredom, and a lack of personal fulfillment. Remember, a healthy relationship is about two individuals who choose to share their lives but who also maintain their own identities and interests. It's about complementing each other, not completing each other. If you find yourself feeling suffocated or like you've lost yourself in your relationship, it's important to reclaim your independence and pursue your own passions. Chapter 10. Red flag number 10. Abuse. Now this one's non-negotiable, folks. Abuse of any kind is unacceptable, period. Whether it's physical, emotional, verbal, or sexual abuse, it's a clear sign of a toxic and dangerous relationship. Physical abuse is any intentional act of violence that causes harm or injury, while emotional abuse involves using words or actions to control, manipulate, or humiliate someone. Verbal abuse includes yelling, insults, threats, and put-downs that are intended to belittle and demean the other person. Sexual abuse involves any unwanted sexual contact or behavior. Look, abuse is never the victim's fault, and no one deserves to be treated with disrespect or violence. If you're experiencing abuse in any form, it's crucial to reach out for help and get to safety. Remember, you deserve to be in a relationship where you feel safe, respected, and loved. Don't stay silent, reach out for help, and know that you're not alone. Outrow. Don't ignore the red flags. So there you have it, folks. We've covered 10 major relationship red flags you absolutely can't ignore. Remember, recognizing these signs early on can save you a lot of heartache and pain down the road. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these red flags in your own relationships? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button if you found this video helpful. Remember, you deserve to be in a healthy, happy, and fulfilling relationship. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.